SOE MCAB. Stick around. All right, guys, so if you're like me, you're into medkit and you're also into SOE gear. So I have a ton of SOE gear. And as a caveat, I will say that, again, I am not a medical professional. I am trained in first responder, first aid, and I've taken the TCCC courses. So I can give IVs, etc., although my license doesn't allow me to do that. But it is good to know and get to the highest level of medicine that you can, providing that you want to be a first responder or somebody that can issue aid to people. But that being said, you don't need certification to help people out, and you certainly don't need certification to buy one of these bags. These things are awesome. Right now, they are on the website. They are available. I think they're $250. You can get them in this configuration, which is the black red. You can also get them in red black, and I think multicam black is also available. The dimensions on these are 12 by 9 by 8 deep, so 12-inch wide by 9-inch tall and by 8 inches deep. Now again, this is a very limited bag. There's only so much you can put on this, but it is really good for a mass casualty bag. It does come with these really nice handles, and what these handles do is you could actually stuff some more stuff in there. And what I like to do is also make sure I have a quick litter with me, just something that you can use to carry some people. You know, the old method of, you know, keep them in the area, yeah, don't move them, immobilize them, yeah, that's all good stuff. But if there's a fire next to them, you're gonna have to move them. So I'd rather move them as safely as possible until EMS or EMT arrives, okay? Or until EMS arrives, all right? So please have a way to move patients if you need to. If not, just leave them where they are. All right, what's cool about this bag on the outside, it has 4 pockets, 4 pockets. These pockets are just one huge sleeve, and you could put up to 4 tourniquets. It'll fit CAT, it'll fit SWAT T, it'll fit trauma shears, it'll fit all that stuff. So that's good to go. On the sides themselves, they both have Velcro, so you can put your patches, your moto patches. I have one on this side and one on this side, so if you can't read med, as in medical, then maybe you can read the international sign, which is just a white cross on a red background. All right, so real simple. They have cinches on the side. There is nothing on the bottom, all right? So there's no drainage loop or anything like that, but we'll get into that in a second. All right, so it does have cinch straps on the side. All right, so one on this side and one on this side. And then the bag will fold out with all your gear. All right, so let me drop this and let's get to it. All right, guys, so the whole back of this is lined with Velcro. All right, and what that allows you to do is to customize this. So you can customize it using the Velcro cards. So this is an M4 Velcro card, but you can easily put Izzy bandages in there. You also have the shotgun cards, pens, lights, that kind of thing, that'll work. And also the 9mm cards. All of this is on SOE's website. If you decided to change the Velcro mesh pouches, you can do that. All of the stuff comes off. All right, all of it comes off. Now, these patches I ordered on Amazon. They do not come with it. I will drop the link down below. Full disclosure, SOE does not give me any money to say this. I just like their kit. I think that it's made in the USA, and I'm a big fan of that. Also, any of the medical kit that you buy, the products, I'm going to leave a link down below. You can go to Amazon.com, and there, if you purchase from there, that actually gives a little bit back to me. So like 2 cents on the dollar. This kit will not come with any pouches in it. It's just going to have the Velcro mesh pockets and the backing. This is kind of the way I set it up. You guys can set it up differently. What I do like about this is you can just drag it all out and get to work, all right? In my ouch pouch, all right? Very simple. All I want to do is have some tape in there, maybe some, what is this, alcohol swabs, some sturdy strips. I also have a tweezers in there, you know, boo-boo out stuff, Band-Aids, and some type of triple antibiotic ointment. And I also have burn shield dressing, all right? Burn shield dressing for mass casualties is kind of important. I wanted to make sure I had that. Also have ace bandages and Coban. Coban's going to be huge, so please make sure you have some of that. All right, the reason why I put all this in here, and even though it's an ouch pouch, so to speak, is that sometimes you'll have casualty care and it's really not that important, but you want to at least make that person comfortable, covering wounds, some type of burn. You're definitely going to need to get to that before it gets any worse. I have a pouch called meds. All right, inside my meds pouch, I have a lot of gloves. Now you're going to see me pull out gloves for every single one of these bags. Every single one of these mesh bags will have gloves in them. I don't like to put them all in one spot, although that's kind of convenient for people. If I know I'm jumping into here, I know I have a set of gloves. If I jump in here, wherever I jump, I know I'm gonna have a set of gloves. So I'm just gonna pull those out and put them on. All right, as far as meds go, it's gonna be iodine solution, any type of regular, basic, over-the-counter meds. So Advil, antacid, Benadryl, that kind of thing. I also have in here syringes. If somebody is diabetic or needs a shot and they don't have a syringe, I will have that available. All right, in my circulatory, very simple. Again, another set of gloves. All right, first thing I'm going to pull out is my BP cuff. I have my BP cuff in here, so very similar to my backpack. All right, so I have my BP cuff and I have a stethoscope. All right, you don't have to buy the hottest model, just buy what you can, afford what you can. But ideally, if you're someone that's the first responder and you know how to use this equipment, as soon as somebody shows up, you give them their vitals, you tell the EMS or the EMT tech what you have. Listen, he's tachycardia, whatever the case is, and they'll be able to diagnose from there. So being a first responder is not always being the hero. It's more about helping. Work as a team. You work as a team, a lot more people will live. All right, I also have a surgical tourniquet. That's for someone that needs to have blood drawn or to give blood or maybe to administer some meds. All right, so I have that in there. More gloves, as you guys can see. I also have in here chem lights, all right? Sort of like the way I set up my medical backpack from SOE. I wanted to make sure I had enough stuff in here to label. Triage is going to be huge in a mass casualty, all right? I've taken many courses in mass casualty. It's a nightmare logistical and to try to get the people in the right area. So these triage tickets or flags or a tag, whatever you want to call it, you should have some in your medical kit. This is going to allow you to put everybody's information. So if you're working on one patient, work on one patient at a time. All right. You tell them what kind of dangers are involved, what's their name, if they're conscious, a telephone number, a next of kin, that kind of thing. If they're allergic to drugs, what kind of drugs are there? Have you administered any drugs? What's their O2 levels? And they have little stats, and all you're doing is filling in the blanks. All right, you flip it over, and it has more information on there, what you didn't know, what you're allergic to, that kind of thing. What you need to realize is that these tags on the bottom is going to help your triage. So black is dead. Obviously, skull and crossbones. Those are the last people to be transported. I know it sounds cold, but really, there's nothing you could do for them. All right, this is immediate. All right, ambulatory. Anybody that needs immediate. Somebody is going to die if they don't get to the hospital. That's going to be the red tag. The yellow, they're injured, but they can wait. All right, so we're going to get those immediate people in. The second ones, they can wait a little bit. They're not that dangerous. All right, they're not that dangerous and expiring. And 3 is like the Walking Dead, I like to say, somebody that has, I don't know, maybe a broken bone, maybe has an injury that's not that severe. They're going to be the number 3, okay? And what they are is color-coded. So you're going to fill this out, you're going to attach that to the patient, and then with the chem lights, you're going to designate areas. So green is Walking Dead. I shouldn't say Walking Dead. So green is people with little injury. Yellow is next in line. Red is going to be immediate. And I don't have a black chem light because that doesn't make sense, so I would use something like a blue. Blue chem light is where we put our deceased patients, and we'll get them last. Okay, also have a scalpel in here. I also have an oximeter. All right, it's to test your oxygen and your blood level. I highly recommend you get one. These things work great. My son has asthma, and I use this on him all the time just to make sure that he's getting enough oxygen. And also, I have some surgical lube. All right, guys, the bleed. Stop the bleeding, right? Stop the bleeding, start the breathing, all that kind of stuff. So the bleed is going to be the largest pouch. Again, there's only so much you can put inside this kit. What I like about this, again, is that it's all labeled. It's easy to read, and I could grab it, right? So I have a couple Izzies in here. I have some 5x9s. These are 5x9 sponges. This is a triangle bandage. I have a bunch of 4x4s. And I have two, these are abdominal pads, all right? These are abdominal dressings, all right? So if somebody gets hurt in the torso and we need to like put their guts back into their body, this is what you would use. All right, guys, the next two is gonna be the air, all right? What I mean by air is to get the person breathing again, all right? I don't have a trach, I don't have any of that stuff. I have what I am trained for, okay? Anything to clear that airway to make things better, all right? So I do have, this is a, all right, so what I have in here is just a very small bulb. That's just it's just a small suction, that's all it is. In here, I have my CPR mask. Now I know for CPR, we no longer do the breaths anymore. It's just chest compressions, but it's in there if I need it. If somebody else wants to use it and help me out, I don't have a problem with that. All right, I have two NPAs. Does have surgical jelly, but that's why I added that new surgical jelly in there. And I have 1, 2 hyphen chest seals, okay, depending on how bad it is. Now I know someone's gonna say, oh, you know, you need your stuff for your pneumothorax and all that other good stuff. I'm like, listen, I am not the person that's going to come by and stick a needle in your chest if I am not trained for it. Military, a little bit different, but somebody in the civilian sector, I'm going to take care of you to the best of my ability. I have a little miscellaneous pouch here, and inside here I have my PPE. So make sure you have a mask, all right? 9/11, we learned that lesson. A lot of people wound up with cancer, all right? Also, I have a couple hemostats. All right, these are just locking tools, all right, that helps out a lot, especially if you have a massive bleed and you could find that vein or whatever's bleeding and you need to cinch it off, all right? That is the best way to do it. Cinch it off, tape it to the guy's leg, and then tell them right away, hey, listen, this is what I got, all right? All right, I got trauma shears, that should be on the outside. I also have some more gloves in here, like I said, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blankets. All right, those are rescue blankets. Again, they're Mylar blankets, but what that does is you got to keep that body warm in order to keep that blood clotting. If the body's too cold, the blood can't clot, so keep them warm. All right. Eye protection, and I also have eye shields. I know this is something I'm missing in my other kit. I got to put some more in there, but these aluminum Fox eye shields, all right, are outstanding. Please get them. We learned a lot from the military. The thing you need to know about eyes is that gel, that goo that's inside your eyeball that makes it work, once that comes out, there's no fixing that eye. They can't fix it anymore. So please don't put your finger in there. Don't try to pop it. Don't do anything. Leave it alone. Put an eye shield on it and send that guy to the hospital as soon as possible. And I also have a Sharpie. And I also have my pen light. All right, make sure you check the batteries at all times. All right, guys, so I hope you appreciated that. Again, this is a really, really nice pack. It does have D-rings on the side, on each side, and that's if you wanted to hang it up and work from it, let's say in an ambulance or something like that. You could also attach a strap to that if you wanted to, and this way you can have like a cross patch, a cross shoulder bag, if you will. So I don't think that comes with it. I didn't receive one, so I think that's mostly to hang up, but you could also get one or make one or have one made. So I think that's a really nice pack. I'm going to keep this, again, I'm going to take this one to work. Mass casualty aid bag. I think it's important to have a mass casualty aid bag. A lot of people, especially here in New York, you know, between the riots and 9/11 and Katrina, I mean, listen, guys, there's no reason not to have one of these packs inside your house. So what I need you guys to do is to like, subscribe, share, give me that thumbs up button, hit that parentheses, all that kind of good stuff. Go to Patreon, become a Patreon member. You could also get on my mailing list. Go to threeriverblades.com, go all the way down to the bottom, first name, last name, and your email address and double opt in, and then you'll get a discount to all my awesome made knives. Also, check out all the links that I have down below. I'll put the medical kit, all the gear, and I'll also put this bag with the links to SOE gear. All right, guys, thank you very much, and as always, stay safe.